What's going on today, birthday boys? I am Eric Biggs. As always, we have the wonderful JP back on camera today. He decided to bring those legs out with power and high socks, as always, as a gentleman should. And today, we have the very special, very funny, legendary here in Austin. I would even go as far as say Genevieve Clinton. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank y'all. Legendary.
I mean, I love everything you're doing. One of my favorite things is I know JP has some would you rather questions, so we can kind of all get to know each other a little bit. But I just wanted to say I love that. I feel like every time I see you doing anything, it looks like you're having the most fun out of most comics in Austin.
Oh, thanks.
Like, man. I feel like a lot of comics are kind of like sometimes get too caught up in it, and you're doing dancing video, just everything. I'm just like, it seems like you're always having a good time.
Thank you, man.
I dig that. Like, it's always so cool.
Man, that's beautiful. I'm glad there ain't no cameras on me 24 hours, man. Because when you gotta, you can go out to the people.
Yeah.
A whole comedian. I mean, I guess you could be a sad comic. I don't know me, but like, I guess you could do that. Yeah. A sad dancer. It's just like a mime.
Yeah, like, I think that is definitely mine. Just bummed out, like I'm in a box. I don't know.
Well, if I ever made it to France, then that's probably what my profession would be. But I don't know, man. Who likes doing things that sucks?
Yeah.
When you're doing things that sucks, I guess it's kind of hard to smile. You know? But I'm telling pussy jokes for a living. Like, you know what I mean? Like, life is good most times. I just got to remember that a lot of times. But like. Just happy to be in front of people that want to laugh, and the people that respond to my dance videos is like they get it. Some people it's like, you move weird. I'm like, thank you. So it's about expression. I'm not the most animated all the time, so it's like when I get those designated times to do it, it's like go nuts.
Gotta go for it.
But hopefully I increase that, especially on stage. Especially I feel like I'm still very new. Austin's been very good to me, and it's just still very new, and it's just like I'm inspired by a lot of people who like constantly come out of themselves. So it's just a matter of getting there. But like dancing, hey man, that's just kind of one thing where it's like you can make fun of me, but it's like you kind of can't tell me shit. Like just
absolutely,
it's like a big thing kind of where I'm from. Like just having a good time. Yeah.
Well, and that's all, because, like I said, I like seeing people that are having fun, because we're doing the funnest thing ever. Mm-hmm. So if you're not doing the funnest thing ever and enjoying it, like, it always bums me out whenever you, like, meet people that are like, oh, yeah, I'm, like, touring as a comic, and it sucks. And it's like, how?
Yeah.
You could have an office job. That'd be so much worse. Stop it. Like, just have fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of sides to it, but I mean, we're not bricklayering. We're not, we're not sewage handlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a lot worse. So it's like, I get it though. I mean, every artist I think has a little torture thing about them.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you deal with your shit, but like thankful I have medicine and a therapist and people around me, and so I just but like literally I had a tough ass time yesterday, so like I'm talking shit, so like I was fucking pissed.
Are you talking about like kind of like trauma, how everybody has that? Is that what you mean?
I mean, sure, yeah. Like, your background is your background. It's not like you're born into shit. Like, you really can't handle a lot of shit that you're born into until you're able to, move yourself away and do other things. Like, and then, we all try things and things don't always work out. Little fails throughout the day, stubbing your toe, dumbass shit. It just, life's. So, sometimes you get fucking down sometimes. I'm not like the biggest mental health advocate, but I do deal with mental health services and issues. So it's like I understand it from that aspect too. Like, sometimes that shit really, you gotta go moment to moment by, what my therapist says sometimes. And I'm like, that's that, I'm not paying you much, but that's some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all you got? Like, all that school? Like, breathe. I'm like, bitch, okay. But she's right. And, it's like, but yeah, and then you get into stories around the comedy scene. Like, it ain't all peaches and cream. Like, people, like, most of the joy and all the laughter that you get on stage, a lot of that comes from some dark shit.
Yeah.
From a lot of people have like fucked up stories. Like not too long ago, the Austin scene lost a comedian, and it's like, you know, everybody was like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why? Things are going well. I don't understand. It's like, yeah, mental health shit, and then the dark shit that, you know, that ain't funny on stage.
Yeah.
You know, nobody want to hear that shit. I ain't paid to hear you.
Yeah.
Well, comedy's therapy. Nah, therapy's therapy, bitch.
Yeah, well, because that is kind of like you have however many years up into comedy of life. Like, and then figuring it out from there.
Yeah.
Well, a great thing is that Eric here is studying to be a certified counselor, and that's why we like to start with these kind of like would you rather questions.
Yeah.
They're very psychologically telling, you know what I mean? Very deep. They get our audience to help to get to know Genevieve on a very core level, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You're not gonna like compare me to like Dahmer and other shit like that.
We hope not.
At the end, Eric might give you like a small comedy diagnosis or something.
Yeah.
So it's and you can give me one too, buddy.
The legs look great, JP. That's all.
Thank you.
That's,
Thank you.
that's my professional opinion on this matter today.
I'll take it, baby.
But yeah, so what all wonderful Reddit questions do you have for us today?
Right. Okay. Again, these are very telling. So you know, it's no bars held, everybody. This one's pretty wholesome. Would you rather never have a life without air conditioning, or never be able to use deodorant?
Wait. So if you don't have the air conditioning, you have the deodorant?
Yeah.
Well, that's necessary.
The deodorant or the air conditioning?
Well, if you don't have air conditioning,
you do have to have deodorant.
You have to have deodorant,
Yeah.
bro. Like that, you can't be, you know. But also, I'm not happy if we're in air conditioning and I can still smell you don't have
That's fair.
deodorant, because that's just a problem.
Yeah.
After a while, but you know, if I had the gun to my head, like, you know, would he want hot or cold? I don't like being cold, so I would be, you know, shower every few minutes and put some deodorant on and be in the heat. I mean, that's my biggest thing that I like about Texas. I know that's like where everything, you know, hate, you know, dumb drug laws and, you know, weed laws and really fucked up, like they'll get you jammed up type laws, and gun laws that are weird, and abortion. It's a lot of shit with Texas. But you know,
at least it's hot.
At least it's hot.
Yeah. Hey, no, I completely agree. I moved down here and I said I don't ever want to shovel snow again.
Yeah.
And I don't have to.
And neither does Texas when it snows for 2 weeks and we're looking dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's the ice comes in, it takes out power.
Yeah.
There's no power for like a week. It's like 65 degrees the next day. So it's like whatever.
It's so weird. But I mean, I love it because I'm from Detroit, and you know, that winter I can't. It's just, man.
Yeah.
It sucks ass.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was a truck driver for a while whenever I was a kid, and he said Detroit, or like up around Detroit, was some of the coldest winters he ever dealt with, like while he was out driving.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, dude, it was just...
He didn't get around much because it's a lot more colder places than Michigan, motherfucking Minnesota, motherfucking like it's all types of places cold. I mean, it's up there.
Yeah,
you know, it's up there with cold ass place. That's dope though.
Yeah,
as a truck driver, but I would be hot with some deodorant.
Hot with the deodorant.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only correct answer. Because if you pick AC, you still need deodorant not to stink.
I don't care if I stink, man. I'm not gonna go hot, buddy. I need air conditioning is like my favorite invention of all time, dude.
Yeah. See, I agree. But like my car hasn't had AC in years, so
you're gonna be cold and happy with your temperature, but alone and by yourself. That's basically the mental institution, buddy. Like a cold room with no one.
Yeah, it's padded, but at least it has AC.
Yeah. No, but I get it though. Some people just really can't take being hot, and they're like that whole cold argument, like, oh, I could put layers on.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bitch about the heat. Yeah, and I have roommates too, and we're always fighting about the sleeping temperature and shit. I like it at 69 degrees when I'm sleeping. What are you at when you sleep?
Ah, man, I don't like being cold, but my fiance over here is very much he likes air conditioning. But when it's decent outside, you know, he'll turn it off and open the door and stuff. But you know, I'm always around my apartment with hoodies and robes and slippers and shit, because it's, you know, I just, you know, I'm like that in a hoodie sometimes, even when in the summertime. Like it takes a minute for me to warm up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I like to sleep cold because I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
Like, as a fat, I sweat a bunch, and if I wake up sweaty sleeping, I'm just then angry because I'm like, now I have to shower, I have to wash sheets, like, just everything's gross as hell. Yeah, so I like a cold, crisp room. Like, every once in a while, I'll run my girl out. Like, I'll, like, have the fan on high, and I'll just, like, wake up, and I'll be like, where'd she go? And I'll come, she's just in the other bed, and I'm like, why'd you come in here? And she's like, I was freezing to death. But I knew if I turned off the fan, like, you would just be sweaty and gross. So
it is hard.
She's like, so I just left. And I'm like, all right, cool.
It is hard to sleep hot, though. I get it. In college, I had a roommate that was, like, super skinny, and, like, I had the top bunk because I don't think she could reach. and like, so like the heat, you know, it's Michigan, so you had the heat on, and heat rises, so I'm on the top bunk like dying.
Oh shit!
So I immediately went to the nearest fat woman's room and was like, "Can I sleep on your futon?" Because I knew that shit was about to be cold. And she did not disappoint. I appreciate it.
And that's how you met Eric.
Yeah. I guess. I was a fat woman for many years.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I still got these B cup titties, dude. What's up? Growing daily. Shout out Whataburger. All right. Well, what's the next one we got, James?
All right, keeping with the same theme. I think I'm really gonna get to know you guys with this one.
Yeah.
Would you rather sniff someone else's sweaty armpit or have someone sniff your sweaty armpit?
I don't really like to sniff things.
Yeah.
Not a big sniffer.
Not a big sniffer.
Yeah. I do like people smelling good. Like that. Like I'll notice. Like you smell good, and I have to tell you. But like all up in your armpit, I'm not really an armpit person.
Yeah.
But I don't really like people in my armpits either. It's like, I mean, this is weird. Being sniffed on.
Yeah.
See, I would say it's better to have somebody else sniff yours, but depending on who this person is, like, then they just think you smell bad. You know, because, like, at least then I don't have to smell something gross, but...
Yeah, so it's really
You know?
like, are you willing to sacrifice your own integrity and, like, you know, and just...
Well, I haven't had integrity for years, JC. You know, that did sum up that question.
We all didn't do that in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on the playground, it's like, oh, you musty. No, you musty. No, I'm not smell. It's like, and then some dumbass will be like, I guess it's not you. Like, you know, like, so I'd rather get checked because I do what I need to do to make sure that it ain't, you know, reeking. So it's like, I'd rather you be in my pit because it's like, I don't know what you do at home. What about your pit? You could have doused it in vinegar. I don't know what the fuck.
Might be a sneak attack.
could have, I don't know, lice. I don't know.
Dude, getting lice from an armpit would be aggressively upsetting. Like,
or what if it brings back, like, you know how smell brings back memory? And it's like
hidden thoughts and old traumatized memories you hid in the depths.
I do miss my dog.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Woofy, is that you?
Gotta talk about this in therapy now. I smell the armpit and it's all what the hell.
Now paying somebody hourly to talk about my dog. Didn't even think I loved that thing. Could have been a lucid dream at this point. I didn't remember.
Well, so what was your pick?
I have someone sniff my armpit.
Yeah, okay. Same thing?
Yeah, I was going to go sniff me. I mean, it's probably going to be sweaty, if I'm being honest. Like, I have the non-sweaty window of, like, 25 minutes majority of the time.
Yeah.
Like...
I'm glad we're all on the same page, though. I mean, real quick, I have this crazy story. This just happened maybe like 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. It's kind of gross. It's like I'm on this BDSM app, and I met this chick that like licked my armpit. First time ever in my life, maybe like 2 months ago. It freaked me the fuck out. But
did it tickle at all?
No, there's too much hair down there for it to like tickle. It was very weird, man. Like I was freaked out, dude. But I let it happen though, you know.
Yeah. Was there a second date?
Yeah, it happened.
So he wasn't that
time.
freaked out about it. Is what we just learned.
I was startled, but I let it continue. You're like, oh my God, I have a left one.
Yeah. You're like, wait, try it. We might as well do both sides now.
Gotta even it up, baby.
Yeah.
I'm also OCD.
Yeah.
What a lovely woman this sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No troubling background at all.
Yeah.
You know
JP brings home the winner.
Yeah.
I think we're one day just gonna have an episode of JP's past. And we're just gonna bring him in and be like, "What mental illness did they have?"
Yeah, I go on a nice date to the rope factory.
Yes. Yeah, just don't let them accidentally hang themselves in your apartment, JP. That'd be. You're like, oh, we were just trying out the new swing.
Yeah. The last one is it's like pretty wholesome. Would you rather only be able to kiss one person for the rest of your life, or kiss as many people as you want but only once?
What? Okay, only once. I don't know. Nah, I'm not a big I'm glad I wasn't born in France. I would be very irritated with the and the side to side and everybody. I'm like, everybody twice. So, yeah, I'm pretty much ingrained in my head. Like I just kind of kiss that guy and just I'm over it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm married, so like that's an easy. I've already basically made that decision.
Yeah.
You know, like there's not that many other people that it's acceptable to do that with. Like,
fair.
You know.
You know when like you're a kid and you can't wait to get older sometimes, it's like, man, I'm gonna be kissing and doing stuff and then it's like after a while of doing it, it's like, man, this shit's kinda like, I don't know, it's kinda whack. Like I don't like people that much.
Yeah.
To be going around, let alone kissing and man, this is very telling with the BDSM, with the armpits and the kissing. And, man, did you and her write this together? You guys got together. And
I think
was like,
they're on a
ask them.
Yeah, they're on a recruiting mission, I think. Yeah.
Really ask the armpit question again.
Lean into it. Find out.
No BDSM lady. I don't want to kiss everybody.
I don't. That's an interest. I feel like at most points in my life I wouldn't have thought that question was a big deal.
And
you know what I mean?
So even right now, it's not a big deal, right? I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, in case she watches it and shit like that.
Yeah. I feel like if I pick like, oh, I wanna be smooching on these whores in these streets, like that's probably a red flag. It's like.
Yeah, when I got to college, I didn't party at first, and then when I started to, and I had started partying with the white people, like they would have to get so fucked up just to make out at parties, and I'm all like, damn, like you have to get fucked up to do that, and you have to go through this whole weirdness just to make out with a stranger, and it's like, you know, like where I'm from, it take nothing to get the number. It take nothing to go on a date and realize you don't even like this person and the shit's over in a few days. Yeah. Versus having to gas yourself up and wait for this party and catch somebody and then regret that shit later, and I don't know. Just college ruined a lot of shit. I'm like, I just look at shit not adventurous no more. It's like an old lady on the porch. Get off my grass.
Just angry, yelling at the neighbor kid. Stop having fun right now.
Get off my grass. Yeah.
You yell with joy one more time, I'm whipping your ass. We'll make you pick the stick, damn it.
But no, I get it though. I get the appeal if you could kiss everybody just one time. But that would suck, because what if you really like somebody and you want to do it again?
Yeah, I guess.
Then it's like, but I got to kiss. Then you would just forever have to be kissing strangers. And you can't kiss the person that you want to kiss again.
Yeah. Well, they both have their ups and their downs.
Yeah, you can't double back. Yeah.
I'd probably go with the second option just because, I think I'm done with a long relationship anyways. So, yeah.
You're done with that?
Yeah, I got out of like a 15-year relationship like 2 years ago, and it's been a lot more fun on my own and just getting out there and trying new weird shit. So
That's where the BDSM app.
Yeah,
came
right.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I have a lesbian friend that's a comic, and we would like her chats be like just so in this whole different world, and she's like, yeah, we go to these like sex parties and orgy parties, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, damn, I'm a prude. I am such a prude. Like, like I thought I was doing something, lighting a candle or some shit, like but like no, like she's like, yeah, we go places and do things. I'm like, whoa. But I don't know. It sounds good. I mean, it looks good on porn. You know what I mean? But it's not like I would actually want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably the last place I would want to be. Yeah. The second I was there. Like, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. And then I'd show up and I'd be like, fuck this. Yeah. I'm so out.
Like, it don't take shit for porn to get ruined, let alone, like, you know what I mean? Imagine shit in real life. You know what I mean? It's like, and it'll be rude as fuck. Like, somebody hair fucking moves wrong and you're like, I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? This is ruined. Like, yeah, but shout out to the people that need that, man. I don't know. Maybe we're the ones that's fucked up and they're exploratory and open and honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
or maybe they aren't dealing with their trauma their own. Yeah. There's always options.
Well, I talk about my feelings so now I can fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I do think or at least I always tell my my girl, I'm like, if for any reason it doesn't work out with us, like we end up getting divorced, and I'm never doing this again. Like, I'm never buying a ring and all that stuff again. But I also don't know if I would go the other. I think I would just be like that guy that's like, why does this guy have a lot of money? It's like, well, he hasn't had a significant other in 20 years. Like,
and I'd either be a nun or find a lesbian sex cult or Honduras.
I feel like you could. I feel like you could run a cult.
Thank you.
I get
that's high praise.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's always been one of my ideas of like a true fallback plan at like the end of. Like, if just everything's not going well, it seems like nothing's really going to come together, just find some sad people and make them...
Stare them off.
Yeah, make them my cult followers. We'll just have a lot of fun, and then, like, the FBI will shoot me in the face in a couple of years.
I would have the highest turnover rate in my cult because I would be showing up late like Laura Hill.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They'll be sick of my ass.
Yeah.
Like, I want a cult with her, but jeez. Like, you know, like...
We're supposed to all be drinking the Kool-Aid today, and she never showed up.
Yeah, I didn't mix it. Sorry.
Sorry, you guys all have to get poisoned tomorrow. My bad.
Kool-Aid, no sugar. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was super fun. Eric, can you tell anything from the answers today, or?
Yeah, I think that your high socks aren't the only thing you're hiding with. That's what I think I'm coming to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being weird. Oh, I like BDSM. Like, oh no, my knees.
Yeah. Yeah, I
don't get it, man.
He's one DM away from being at one of these sex parties, and he's like, I don't like the way my legs look. Like, come on, Jake. Come on. I hate everything about myself, but I have one person that has to deal with that. Like, every once in a while, I'll just, like, walk into the bathroom and it's like, fuck. Why is she still here? This poor woman. But, yeah, well, I don't know. I think we learned a lot. I think we mostly learned a lot about the questions you picked today. You were very on one topic today.
Very scent driven.
Yeah. Very. It was a heavy smell day.
Yeah.
Big on palettes this day. Yeah.
Palettes and such.
Yeah, very fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, I like it. So, I do have to ask. So you started comedy in Detroit, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. My first 5 mics were in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
I too was a truck driver, and I was out there, and I got out the truck, and I decided to try it. I was listening to like a lot of Patrice O'Neal at the time, and like a lot of like other shit, and just like listening to comedy albums like on the road and shit, and just was like I tried to like podcast like myself, record myself in the truck just talking shit and just being silly, and then I was just like, how about I just go to a mic and try it, like. So my first 5 mics, like, they went pretty well, and I kind of got like, it went so quick, like once you're like in the mix of trying stuff, like people, hey, come try this mic, hey, we're going over here, hey, my name is such and such, like people like community communizes like quick, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but then like the relationship I was in like went straight to hell, and I was like had to get out of there, and was thinking about some other shit for a while, and truck drive for another like 2.5 years, and then some mental health issues got me out the truck, and I went back home to Detroit, and I was like, you know what, I didn't want to do that, I'm happy I did it because I was, pat on my back, I wanted to see if I could, but it's more like, this is what I want to do. I did it before. I was decent at it. If I keep going, I'll get better at it. And it's like, I feel like, New York, LA, but I feel like if you can get out of Detroit with a mustard seed of esteem,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You're doing something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I figure like it would be tougher to kind of work this scene, and it's home. I ain't really had nowhere else to go. So yeah, that's when I started. 2018, I started doing comedy in Detroit, around Detroit. But prior to like 2016, I was a few mics around Minnesota is when I started.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the club there in Mall of America?
I went, but I was smoking so much weed like at the time, and like I hadn't smoked weed in a while, like a long while, and so I just started smoking again. And it's like some crazy Minnesota shit that was like I would like take drives and get lost, and like and I got lost in the Mall of America parking lot, and like all the security guards are so nice, like, yeah, where is your car, like I don't know. And it was so nice, and I was looking for the comedy club, but I was so high and just wandering. I eventually made it back home, but like it was wild. Like I only made it to like maybe Acme. I think they have a Funny Bone out there. I don't know. It was 2016, so I don't know what they have now.
Yeah.
But like I would show up late as fuck to like clubs that were packed. I don't know the names. It was like 2 that were like packed all the time, and like really strict about signing up on time and all that shit. So I was like, I was very green. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then when like in Detroit, like things are strict on like the clean circuit, the church circuit, the corporate circuit, the certain circuits are like strict, like certain clubs, but like a lot of like you got to get used to coming up in a looser style too, like in Detroit too. So yeah, and I met him doing comedy, and Marcus doing comedy in Detroit.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
he was doing it before me.
Okay, so you guys both were both out there.
Yeah, in Detroit.
And then came down. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit's not really a scene I'd ever heard a whole lot about.
Yeah, we have legends, like legends, people who have ruled Def Jam, the radio, and they still, a lot of them still kind of like just walk amongst the people.
Yeah.
And like, real in the community and stuff like that. But then like there's some people who are like a little bit under them, like maybe like in age, but like up there like with skill and talent. And like and they're at the stage where it's like, do I leave and try to make it and come back, or do I try to be a staple here, and how hard it is to kind of be a staple in your hometown, and that whole thing. And then you got like everybody in between, like people who are really good at improv, people who are really good at like the whole industry thing of it all, like the behind the scenes, like as far as Motown is from there, like as far as art is concerned, like it's there, it's plentiful, it's never lacking. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes, like the artisticness, but like it's a lot of bullshit around.
Yeah.
That kind of keeps people where they're at sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I just left and I'm just so much better, because it's like, it's some rooms that I still, I'm still nervous to do. I'll do them, but I'm still nervous. And, there's some people that I know will blow me out the water just on personality, So it's like, but just like anywhere, I think, you kind of got to get out your bubble. But yeah, in 2018 is when I started doing Detroit, and I came here Texas 2020, but Austin 2021, 2020, 2021.
Okay.
I think.
So where in Texas did you go first? Did you go to another place, like a different comedy scene? And
we got Marcus and another comic friend of ours, Justin Esmacher, and another comic friend, Aaron. Sorry, I blanked. But they got us some gigs in Oklahoma.
Oh,
and they
awesome.
went down to Oklahoma and came back up to Michigan. Was like they want to hire us again, and it got me on the show. And so we went to Oklahoma, and that went well. And then I think we heard about like a mic or something, or I heard about a show we can get on or something in Dallas. And so we went there, and then like mingled, met some people, and they were all like, "Yeah, when you gonna be back? We can get you on shows." And then also like some housing opened up.
Oh, that's
And at the time, pandemic was crazy, so like Michigan was like shut down. Like it was like back and forth shut down. So that was like really irritating because like everybody was strict 3 months, nothing. And then like underground started to pop up, drive-in movie theater shows, outdoor shows, and stuff was picking up. And then like our governor just was like, boop, boop, back and forth. We don't know what we want to do. And it was like, all right. So once the housing opened up, we came down to Dallas and we went to Dallas for like, we were there for like 4 months.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Just kind of working the scene around there, making connections with people. And then we heard that Kill Tony
was coming down here.
Was in Austin, so we went down and tried it. And the first night we signed up down there, I got up.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And then I got a secret show, and then just kept getting booked, so we had to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Quick as fuck.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that you got to kind of do one of the other scenes in Texas for a while, I think is really cool.
And I get to get out to Houston, San Antonio. I really love like all the pockets of Texas. Like, and there's so many like smaller pockets that's not like the big names. Like, that some people say they have fun in. I've had fun in all types of little pockets in Texas. Like, but yeah, the big cities. I'm trying to. It's such a big state.
Yeah.
It's hard to, but luckily I'm attached to some people that's making it easier for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing is Texas is so large and there's so much stuff here. You can tour Texas.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm really busy, because it's such a big state. You're like, oh, if I go from one end to the other all in 1 week, I'm busy.
Which takes a week.
The entire I'm busy for a week. But
driving alone.
Yeah. So and there are all the like smaller little towns in Texas that I think it's Temple. I went up and like did a show in Temple a while back, and I was like, oh, this is such a fun little crowd. Like, everyone's pumped. It was a great scene. They had several comics there that were like really good, and they're like, oh yeah, we just live here in Temple and do comedy.
Whole little pocket, like
like you find that stuff everywhere, and the fact that Texas just has a real like fun attitude, I think also, it's just kind of easy to go play anywhere around here.
No, the comedy I noticed in Texas, like you'll hear a lot of stuff that'll make your asshole tight. And like, especially if you're a city slicker like me, it's like, oh shit. Like, at first it's like overload, oh hell no. Like everybody and their mama, a baby called me the N-word the other day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no
nah,
way.
I'm fucking with you. He's like, dude, who is this baby?
What is wrong with the baby?
No, it's funny, but it's just a culture shock, man. But I do see the beauty in getting your blood riled up by shit that bothers you.
Yeah.
And shit that offends you. I'm still working on it every day. Like I'm working on it every day. Like it's just certain boundaries I have where it's just like, nope, I'm offended and this is where I am. But it's like, no, you're a comic. You can't do that. You have to basically be, not heartless, but kind of. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to, nothing. You're supposed to play with the taboo. You're supposed to, nobody's willing to jump off the cliff. You do. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Kind of
take
open
chances.
for the bad ideas.
Yeah. Patrice said that, with every beauty and every joke that made you laugh to tears, like shit jokes came from that same inspiration, came from the same place, and they have to have both to, for one to exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to happen. Like, I know, a front row of a church would pass the fuck out listening to my set. You know what I mean? I did comedy in front of my mama the first time, like a couple months ago, nervous as shit, and I look back, I listened back, and I was like, that was pretty damn tame. And it was still some stuff that I felt like would trigger her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's hard. It's hard to like explain it without sounding anywhere like weak or like a social justice warrior or something like that. But it's like, because it's like, I'm not down for like going all woke either, because it's like, damn it, the air will offend you. The fucking, you get so like, everything is tied into your esteem and your emotions, and it's like it's too much shit going on and out here to make fun of, and you have to toughen up. But it's like, Texas is definitely opened my eyes to where you can go, my limits, and then like, but people have been really receptive to my style, so I just appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's room for us all, and everybody, that's good will have a fan base, and all you gotta do is worry about them after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I know you're doing a decent amount of touring. Have you done any like big shows back in Detroit?
Tony Hinchcliffe let me do a few dates with him. I did two shows with him in Toronto, and I did 2 shows with him in Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay.
It's like 15 minutes from Detroit or whatever.
That's awesome. Wow.
So, and in my mind, and it was my first time, Toronto was my first time doing theater, and then Michigan was my second time doing theaters, and then my first time that my mother ever got to see me was at a theater,
That's
in
awesome.
my home state, opening for a cool headliner. So, and then, shout out to my home club back in Detroit, Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, and the Independent Comedy Club. Those are 2 clubs that really show me love when I go home.
Yeah.
And then just that's really about it.
Yeah. Do you? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you have like a club or like a theater that you really want to sell out, like as a headliner, like? So I kind of realized I had one without really thinking about it a while back. And then I saw like Andrew Schultz today post about how he's doing Madison Square Garden and how like, this is a huge deal for him. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was wondering if you had like a specific theater or venue that you're like, that's what I, like whenever I do that, I'm going to be so excited. I
mean, I haven't like put anything on like a mental vision board or anything like that in that regards. I'm so busy on like, damn, I want to write better. I want to like utilize where I'm at and tour more, and get all over Texas and then a little out of Texas. And like I do see like a huge crowd of people laughing, but like I also like, I would love to do theaters. I don't know. I'm not about to say no to any big amount of success, what I mean? Like, if it comes to me, hell yeah. But, like, no, I haven't really picked out. I mean, I'm from Detroit, so, like, the Fox is big. And I think Fillmore, the Masonic Temple, those are, like, big theaters that, are staples in Detroit. But, like, I'll go anywhere that'll have me.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like, big or small, just about anywhere that will really have me. Theater, club. I just want to work it all. Like, I do want to work all the improvs one day. I really like their chain. I really like the vibes I get every improv I've been to. And the first ones I've been to have been in Texas. The Houston, the Addison, and the...
Does Dallas have one?
I don't... No, they have either Arlington or Addison, whichever's close to Dallas.
Okay.
And then Houston has one. And then I think that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to hit all the improvs for sure. Like I really like their chain. Zanies, I never worked with them before. You know, Carolines, you know, all the shit that big hairliners are trying to get away from. Like I'm all like, I dreamed to do that one day. Like, and then we'll talk. You know, I want to get to a certain place in my artistry that, you know, if it works for people, then they'll have to house everybody in a big, you know, big way. But yeah, when I'm dreaming about comedy, I'm obviously being out of poverty, but also like when I'm dreaming about comedy, I'm dreaming about like I see people laughing, like I see people like, and it's like ugly laughing, like crying, hunched over, spitting shit out, having to excuse themselves to the bathroom, like I like that, like that's what I want, like just so sometimes I see people laughing so hard. And there's like a savageness inside of me that's like, I don't give a fuck what I gotta say to get that. Like, I'll say the most blasphemous shit I gotta say. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know. But then it's like reality kicks in. It's like, nah, I give a damn.
Yeah.
You know, just a little, you know.
Yeah, there is something. It is the most pure feeling of like just overwhelming joy of like whenever you just make an entire room of people. You're like, yes, like I'm God for however long this lasts, and then it's like, oh shit, yep, we got to get back into the next cycle of that. We have to reset this up again and do it again. Yeah. If you only get it once, but
and I'm the one with trauma.
Like we're like, we want to murder, we want to kill, stab. Like, that's what I want to do.
It is the. Did you ever see yourself doing comedy before you got into it?
Yeah, like, you know, I was kind of a weird kid, man. Like I had weird bucket lists. Like it was on my bucket list to drive a truck. I was like, fuck it, I want to try it. Yeah. And it was like based off of like a couple people I know that did it, and this arcade game that I played back in the day. Like you ain't never went to the arcade and they had like that truck driving game and you sit on this big, like it's almost like you're sitting in a big rig, and I was like, no, all right, cool.
I said I don't think I knew that one.
Yeah, they had this truck driving game. The shit was like realistic as fuck, and I was like, what if I did this for real one day? Like, but yeah, I grew up on so much comedy, like shout out to my pappy. He's very big into comedy, always watching it. He was the one with cable growing up. Yeah. So, you know, when we go over his house, you know, we watching all types of shit we shouldn't be, but it was educational. You know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like I know way more black comedians than I do white. It's been changing since I've been doing it myself. Yeah. But just getting like history, like they're in caps. It's like when you listen to certain comedians from certain time eras, it's like they're like a time capsule for that era. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? This was hot. This is how people was feeling. Mm-hmm. This is how he gives a fuck. This is acceptable. That's not acceptable. You know what I mean? But then it just kind of like, what's the pulse of the humor at that time? You know what I mean? It's like just checking in sorry, what you ask me?
Just if you ever had thought you were gonna, if it was ever really an interest.
It was on the bucket list. It was definitely an interest. Okay. When it first got on the bucket list, it was like, what if I tried it? You know? Yeah. Because when I tried the mics, it was more like, so try it. What the fuck is gonna happen? You know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know. So, but like, it's.
I got a question for you. I mean, your answer, everything you said, it sounded like super smart. I'm curious to know like who your favorite comedian might be.
Patrice O'Neal, I give him a lot of respect.
Yeah, that guy's a genius. Yeah.
Regardless of how he made people feel, women feel, whatever, there was a boldness that I really admired. There was a stand 10 toes down. I can smile in your face because I know I'm gonna make you laugh. Like, even though this shit is like you mad because you laughing and you smiling, and I was like, you right, I am mad. Like, you know what I mean? I would really like to meet him, even though like I feel like he would clown the shit out of me. But I would be happy. I would be so happy. He would probably make me feel like shit, and I'd be like, yes, you know. But I like Whoopi's style, Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
She's just how to be a black woman, and then she's in the entertainment space, and people don't know like she comes from stand up. So some people don't know that.
Well, yeah, because she's had such a huge level of success.
I mean, she's EGOT. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like she's been busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing things. But yeah, so people sometimes ask me like, where do you see this in Endgame? Like, do you want to be in movies and da da da? And I'm like, yes, but if I can be myself, kind of like that. You know what I mean? But I like those are the two that they're on my Mount Rushmore of like kind of people
top
like
of the
top two. I wish I could be as as animated as like a Robin Williams or Jim Carrey. Like sometimes that looks so free, just to like you don't know what the fuck they about to do or how they about to bend their body or what the fuck, like you never know.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lot of local talent that I'm really inspired by. That I'm a door guy, so I see my peers like Marcus is really good. Like I'm inspired by a lot of like I look forward to see people's sets and stuff. And then sometimes it makes me sad. You know what I mean? Sometimes it makes me sad, but like then right now, like I don't think I'm the most Def Jammiest of the jammiest because it's like I said, like sometimes I make all types of people cringe, but I don't know really I get my particular style for like people don't really compare me to anybody, but they will say like my likeness or style sometimes reminds them of like a Whoopi. Or something like that. So I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah. So, in the vein of talking about wildness, I think we have to bring up the wild man himself of Austin, Casey Rocket.
Oh, yeah. Love Casey.
Dude, he was one of the first, like, comics I saw in Austin.
Yeah.
I came down, it was me, my parents, and my girl. We came down to have, like, a trip, go and, like, look at apartments. It was, like, 6 months before I ended up moving down here. And I was like, I want to go to Creek in the Cave. Like, Shane Gillis shot here. I have to go to Creek in the Cave.
Yeah.
So we went to Creek, and, it was just a regular show on a Tuesday or Wednesday night or whatever. And they call up Casey Rocket. Of course, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Like,
he was in for a surprise that day.
Yeah, so, like, he came up on stage, and I saw all the comics, like, telling the other comics to come in. And I told my dad, I was like, this guy's going to be phenomenal or the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's only two reasons the comics bring in other, and he went up on stage and he did what he does.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be our William, Robin Williams, our Carrie. Like,
Shit.
He's that style of very, like, unconventional, but fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And my favorite part at the end, because my mom is not really a comedy person. Like, the connect isn't there. He gets off
there's
stage.
always been a little history with women in comedy.
Yeah.
Whether or not they belong or not.
She looks over at me and she goes, I think he was on drugs. And I go, Mom, I bet he's the only one that went up there on that stage that wasn't on drugs tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, to be that far, I was like, I bet that guy
people
is
like
sober.
him very much make me like considered a more sober life because I'm like, maybe I am suppressing the imagination because like you know how you'll just be stupid at home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody's watching. So you're just like, flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
You just do whatever. Like to be sober and to do that in front of people on command. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's interesting to watch, man. Like I do. He's very interesting to watch. Like, and then it's also interesting to watch people who don't get it, who get mad.
Yeah.
Who's like, I don't get it.
watching people watch him is so
Why
great.
don't I just watch? I'm like, art, bitch.
Yeah.
But no, he's like at the Comedy Mothership too. All the door guys will be like, oh, Casey's on. Let me go watch.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's anytime I'm somewhere and I see him going out, I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
I don't care what's going on in the back, hang out. Like I gotta sit down and just watch. Like he's just so much fun to see on stage. And I had a friend of mine that lives up in Colorado that saw him on Kill Tony, and he texted me and he's like, hey, this Casey Rocket guy. He's like, what's like how do comics feel about him? I was like, all the good ones like him.
Yeah.
I was like, and he's like, okay. He's like, because I thought he's hilarious. He's like, so I figured I'd text somebody that is down there and does it. You know, if he gets the respect, he's like, because I think he's hilarious. I'm like, oh yeah, you get it then.
Yeah.
Like you're on the right pulse here of like.
Yeah, I like his style. It takes a lot. He puts a lot of work and a lot of effort into what he does to get the type of performance. I haven't been to his headlining shows at Creek or I think he has a show at Sunset or somewhere else. But I haven't been to those, but like it is interesting to like, you know, you kind of get the inside scoop of other comics around town, and you can kind of talk shop with other comics. Like, you know, like even though like you can come off the set and like comics will be dying, but the crowd is kind of like, well, and it's like when you can talk shop, it's like interesting to kind of see how he works and how he, you know, puts effort into things. But some of my favorite moments with that dude is just like on some smoke breaks where he's like absolutely like not on. And like it just, you know, talk shit. So like he's cool dude, man. And his girl Kat Swatner, she's super funny too. His girlfriend, she's open for like Christina P and all types of stuff like that. She's super funny too. But yeah, I like their dynamic, and I like his you know, podcast with William. I've been on it once. I don't watch too many episodes, but like I imagine that the two of them, it's just fun.
So it's too fun. It's a fun pairing. I
think it's interesting. I don't know, you know, as far as like who'll be the first one that's like I literally work with that guy. And now he's like, you know, so he's on a incline, like a trajectory, just to think to kind of get out of here. So
well, I think everyone that's kind of working at Mothership now will probably be considered the first class of Austin.
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe not, but I just
put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Put that evil on me. But I mean,
no, it's an honor. Like it's been interesting. Like it's been open for like what 8 months now. And like it's just you know, it's weird because like, you know, you know, it's not like the hardest manual labor job, but it's like, you know, I'm working, I'm doing stuff,
it's
you know,
a real,
and then
it's
people
a real
are like,
job.
I'm all like trying to service people, and they're like, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, what? What you mean? Like, and it's like, like you do work around town, people see you, and it's still hard to get used to, you know, because the customers that come through there, they love us too, and they show us a lot of love. So it's been interesting.
Has there been anyone that's came in to like do a weekend or anything that's been like you felt like weird or like had any kind of like, oh shit, it's them moments of
like starstruck?
Yeah, like a starstruck sort of thing.
I mean, you got like the biggest names, like a Chappelle and Burr may pop through, and it's like, oh shit, this is too real. Like, oh, like, you know, you fangirl, and it's like, I do this too. Like, you know what I mean? I work here, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know. Some people I miss, like I think Miss Pat came through once, and I'm like, I really love her. Just, you know, I fangirl all the time. Like people who are, you know, it's funny, like you know, like a Matt Rife, like he was like controversial for a minute, like for some reason. I don't know what the fuck, but I got to open for him at the Vogue, and I'm like, yeah, he's nice. What the fuck is going on right now? Like, what is happening? But it's like to see like this big blow up of, and you never know, like you'll just be doing a show with somebody, or you know open for somebody feature, and then like some news hits, some deals get made, some shit's happening, and it's like boom, you know, it's like I'm playing a dice game one day with some chick, and then next thing you know, she's on SNL, and it's like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, you know, like this town is you know, it attracts people. You do what you're supposed to do, and hopefully you know, That's what I'm hoping for. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the opportunity's here. If you have the enough skill and enough drive to put it together, I think that there's plenty of opportunity here. There's a shitload of clubs. There's a shitload of really good clubs. What I think is now, as long as Rogan doesn't die,
yeah.
Mothership will be one of like the new biggest club. It'll be like the Cellar in New York and the Comedy Store. Like it's just a new fixture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my biggest fear is like, man, I moved down here and dedicated the time. Like, somehow he has a heart attack, the healthiest man on earth, and died. And then it's like, oh fuck, I don't know what would happen then. I think it's all pre-established, so it'd be fine. But, you know, I think that it's gonna be. There's gonna see a lot of people come out of here.
I think he, you know, the biggest staple in comedy here, but it's attract so much that I think there's just a comedy presence here. I mean, because, you know, Cap was holding it down before, Velveeta was holding it down before.
Absolutely.
A lot of comics that, you know, popped out of here prior, you know, maybe not like on a bigger scale like, you know, Chappelle and Burr, but like they're doing well at all the festivals, you know, can tour, can make a living, can live way more comfortably, you know. All types of people that I met, like that was here doing stuff before this boom got here, and it's been interesting getting to know them too and getting their perspective on kind of like the boom. It's like, you know, some of them are like, you know, people coming down here realizing Austin's special, news shock, you know, wow, you know, way to catch up, but it's like, you know, but a lot of them have embraced me, and it's like, you know, with the boom, with the ups, with the older, with the more, you know, it's like. It's all here, man.
Yeah.
And you're not disconnected from music either. Like, this is, you know, it's a lot of opportunity here. But it's easy to see because, like, it's so many people coming in with this newness in their eyes. And this, like, you know, as far as, like, where I can see why it was hard in Detroit for some people. Like, you know, some people would like to discount Detroit. Like, oh, y'all had y'all boom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, there was an era, you know, y'all were Motown, y'all were Cars, but it's like there's so much coming out of it still. And I think that like it's easier to go into a newer situation with new eyes and the hunger and all that, and kind of like, because I feel like you can put the right elements in the place, you can make anywhere pop. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And make it a place, an attraction. But it's like, you know, everybody came with the glitz and the glam in their eyes here because of who was here, but it's like, you know, I get it though. You know, I'm not hating because it's helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Austin has been so good to me, and you know, so was Detroit. It was a learning lesson on a lot of stuff, and you know, it's just interesting because I just never thought I would be here. Yeah. Just like out of all the places that I thought that would like push me in something like that, it's like I never thought in a million years it'd be here. Yeah.
Yeah, I always figured I would have to move to just New York or LA.
And like, I did, but even there, you know, in New York I was in a truck living upstate. Didn't really get to the city that much other than the party. Yeah. I found foolishness, but I didn't really find, you know, what I was supposed to do. In LA, you know, Marcus went out there for LA. He won a competition back in Michigan that got him out to LA. He stayed out there for a while, and he was doing okay, but it was like that scene out there, and this is pre-pandemic. I was just like, man, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, you know, like, I don't know, you know, because I just came with jokes and no, like, talk show in mind or no, like, role in mind or no, like, you know, like, all my eggs was in that basket. Like, I might, you know, pick up a job or something to make ends meet, but like my eggs was in that basket.
Yeah, it's like we want to do comedy.
Yeah, and it, you know, everybody's just so like there's this polishedness that people feel like they had to be, and like, you know, and then, you know, I didn't get in. You know, I tried to hang around the store and sign up for Killing Tony there, never got up, but like like the potlucks, and it's like a pay to goes ups, and you know, like driving the traffic. It was just like, man, like the weather was beautiful, the weed is great, but like I don't like it. Like something wrong with me. Like, who doesn't like LA? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the place to be, right? Like, Hollywood, baby. You know, like
Yes, I get that because I never. My fear before the Texas scene kind of, I was like, man, I won't be able to do New York or LA. Like I feel like I just won't fit. And like I'll feel lost the entire time I'm there.
Yeah.
And so whenever the Texas thing came around, I was like, oh, this is going to be an easy transition, moving down, like being in the Texas kind of culture. And also I think it's nice that people that are, for the most part, that are coming here, they're coming here to do comedy. Where out in LA, you have a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to be a movie star, but I also do comedy, and that'll help. So they were people after a lot of different things, I think, in those scenes.
I mean, I don't think anybody here would be like, hey, you want to star in my movie? No. I'm a true comic enthusiast. I would never.
Unless they're an asshole.
Yeah,
no one. I don't think anyone's turning anything down.
I think a lot of, I guess New York just got to a certain place where as far as it, like, I still respect a lot of New York comedians.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, the freedom down here, whether it's good or bad, it's free.
Yeah.
So, like,
absolutely.
Like, that's what I gather from here. But, I never did any comedy in New York. I would like to still. I would like to still, like, anywhere that will open the door for me and like invite me, like I'm down. Like I have a little trouble asking sometimes, but like anybody that would invite me, I'm down. Like especially who don't want to go where they're invited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
you know about me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My rule is always if somebody will give me $1, I'll take $1. If somebody's gonna let me perform in the back of a bar, I'll perform in the back of a bar. Like,
yeah.
But I know we gotta get wrapped up. So, do you have any shows you want to plug, promote? Tour coming out?
I'll be at Cap City tomorrow, 8 p.m. Michael Dede and Carlton Wilcoxon is put on a show. I think it's called Sugar Free or something like that. So that's tomorrow at 8, Cap City. It's not even coming out.
Yeah, it'll probably
when is this coming out?
Probably about what, 3 weeks?
About a month, yeah.
A month?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'll text you.
Okay, sounds good.
But your Instagram's always a good thing to plug.
Yeah, I post that on my shows, a lot of my dates on my Instagram too. So yeah, so follow me on C Genevieve.
Make sure to follow her, everybody.
Follow. Yeah, I post my dates there.
Yeah, absolutely. And say Eric Biggs Comedy. All my stuff is on there, and then I'm doing Columbia, Missouri Comedy Club, December 29th. Come out. I'm really excited for that. So.
And I have an album coming out next August the 8th called For the Ashleys and LaToya, and my knees will be covered entirely for that, so we're good.
Well, hey, thank you so much for coming
y'all
on. This has been an awesome hang, and cheers to the
Cheers.
birthday
Can we
wish.
get a cheers?
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.